Here with Jake Matthews, ahead of UFC Sydney. Exciting time, Jake, moving up to welterweight. Let's talk a little bit about the lightweight journey, because we know that weight cuts were tough. We know that you struggled sometimes to make the weight. Now that you're up in welterweight, can you talk to us about how much did this exactly affect you going into your fights? How hard were these weight cuts, and how did they affect the performances?
Yeah, I will. I guess to look at it, this fight camp, I've been doing 2 sessions. So this fight week, I've been doing 2 sessions every day, eating 3 full meals every day, snacks in between, keeping my water up. Training as if we were training 2 weeks ago, still training hard, rolling hard, hitting pads hard. Even today, we're doing 2 sessions. Normally, fighting a lightweight, I'd struggle to get 20 minutes out for a session. Getting dizzy spells, really lethargic. I'd try and roll with my coach jiu-jitsu. I'm just flopping around.
So you couldn't go over 20 minutes in training?
Yeah, it just really lethargic. Trying to walk around, I get real stiff in the back. I think probably towards the kidneys. Lower back. I couldn't walk around too long. Couldn't stand up too long. Like I said, I've been eating 3 full meals every day this week. Normally on Monday, it'd probably just be a can of tuna and biscuits for lunch. Probably salad, no dressing for dinner, and today I wouldn't be eating. Yesterday I wouldn't be eating. Today I wouldn't be eating. Make weight tomorrow. It was pretty brutal. So
it's nuts, and that's a lot obviously to endure. How come you did that for so long, and why didn't you move up to welterweight earlier?
It sort of was progressive each fight, so you don't really notice it as much. I mean, when I got in the UFC, I was 19. I think they still got me as 5'9". I'm 6 foot now. Obviously when I'm 19, I'm still going to be developing. So just getting bigger, taller. Just got harder to make weight each time. But like you said, you don't notice it when it gets just progressively harder. And then the last one was it's pretty brutal. I mean, 3 weeks after the fight, I was still yellow in the skin, face was drawn in. Looked like the old 80s Planet of the Apes cast. It was pretty bad, yeah.
Christian Bale, the Machinist.
Yeah, I reckon. So it's just much better this time. Feeling strong, so I can't wait.
Talk a little bit about why we haven't seen you for a little bit. You took a little bit of a break. People were thinking you were going to be on the Melbourne card. What have you been up to during that time, and have you enjoyed your break?
Yeah, I mean, it was really hard to take a break at the start. You don't want to. You want to just stay in training. You feel like you're going to lose everything, and you just want to get in there and fight all the time. But
is that how you felt before when you were fighting in lightweight, that you had to sort of back to back keep these fights coming in?
Yeah, it was just keeping busy. I mean, I had my break 12 months off because I had dual hip surgery. And I knew how long I was going to be out. I didn't want to get the hip surgery, and they said if you don't get the hip surgery, you're going to be in a wheelchair by the time you're 50. So you got to get them. You have to get hip replacements by the time you're like 30. So
why did you need hip surgery? Because that's something that you usually get when you're a lot older in life.
Yeah, it was just playing footy for 9 years when I was younger. Always kicking high kicks in martial arts, and I was born with a bit of a hip impingement to start with. So there's a lot of bone on bone, and just caused damage to the cartilage, fractured my hip, and just started getting arthritic symptoms. They're sort of just at the beginning, but they were really painful after training sessions. My glutes were never active, so I'd never be able to find my glutes. So they cleaned it all out and made it normal shape. So they shaved 8 mil off 3 sides on each hip. So it's a fair bit, and that's why the recovery was so lengthy. But after having that recovery, I mean, it's the best thing I've ever done. Gave me the itch back, let me recover, let me get up to weight for welterweight. I still had a full training camp, all good.
I was going to say, what did that do for you mentally? Because, being away for so long, getting the surgery and now coming back as, in a different weight class, was that sort of a bit of a reset button for you, like in your entire MMA career, and sort of like, I guess, a transition period in your life to sort of move to I guess, the next chapter and do something completely new in a sense?
Yeah, it feels like I'm restarting again. I mean, I'm going to be fighting different style of opponents. I mean, normally I was a bigger guy, probably the taller guy in lightweight, whereas now I'm going to be the shorter, stockier fighter, which suits my fighting style. I mean, I'm an explosive, fast fighter. I like to wrestle. It's hard to wrestle guys who are shorter than you. It's hard to get under them and take them down. I mean, so welterweight suits me. I mean, it's what I used to fight when I was 16, 17. And I was walking around at 160, 165 pounds. So, I was underweight, weighing in, fully clothed, trying to put like phones in my pockets and drink water. And I'd never lost a fight back then. I was just relentless for 3 rounds, had energy. So I'm hoping to bring that old Jake back.
How much are you weighing now? Like, what is this sort of, welterweight, I guess? Obviously you're not going to be a massive welterweight, but you're obviously not going to have phones in your pockets or anything like that. Do you still have to cut weight for this one?
I still have to cut weight. I mean, I walk around about 185 pounds, so I'm still cutting a bit of weight, but it's just, like I said, I'm eating 3 full meals a day. I'm still dropping weight. I mean, I woke up, lost 1.5 kilos overnight, and I've been drinking a lot of water, eating training well. I've got about 4 kilos to lose, so a lot less than other guys. And they say I could be small for a welterweight, but I've walked past guys like Bilal Muhammad and Masvidal and guys like those, and I actually feel big. I think I'm bigger than them. I mean, a couple of my coaches have said I look bigger than them, so I think I'm probably in the middle for welterweight. I know Bojan's pretty tall for welterweight, but at least it's going to work in my favour.
I want to talk about Bojan in a second, but we also knew you had a pretty hectic schedule. You were at uni and you were also teaching classes at your gym. Have you cut back on that, and have you been able to focus more on MMA?
Yeah, I mean, I deferred from uni for 6 months about 2 years ago. So yeah, but I've still got the gym. I'm still at the gym. I still love that. Still take classes. That's sort of my mental break at the end of the day, just to see all my mates. It's a bit more a light-hearted atmosphere rather than train hard during the day, sparring. It's got to be serious. You got to put in 100%, and then night time it's just more relaxed. I even train with them at night time sometimes, rather than take one of my hard sessions and train at night with the lower level guys, more technical session. I love it there. I'm there almost every night. I still have plenty of time to rest and have a break, but definitely still love taking classes.
What do you think about you getting Bojan in your opponent? He's sort of not necessarily the biggest name, but did you feel like he was in some sense the perfect opponent because he's a good sort of guy to reset against, or were you potentially looking for a bigger name initially?
No, I'll leave it up to the UFC. They've got the best matchmakers in the world. They know what they're doing, and I think it was actually perfect. Obviously he wants to come back from his Darren Till loss, and Darren Till just fought Cerrone in a main event, and the person he fought before that was Bojan. So if I can beat Bojan this time and even finish him, Darren Till at the distance, if I can finish him, make a statement, I'll be right up there with guys like Darren Till. Puts me right back even higher than what I was before my last 2 losses. So I think it's a perfect matchup.
How do you feel about this matchup going? How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be, like I said, more explosive. He keeps just a steady pace throughout the entire fight. Hopefully, I'm going to have better conditioning. I think, being a bit bigger, he's going to slow down a bit quicker. So I'm just going to try and impose my will, use my striking, wrestling, whatever I have to do, tire him out and go for the finish. Every second of every round, I'm going to go for the finish.
And just quickly, you've got a bit of a shiner under your left eye. What exactly happened there? Is this a tribute to Rich Franklin or Forrest Griffin?
A motocross accident, perhaps.
When your girlfriend asks for eggs well done,
he fell down some steps.
Yeah. Jake does what he's told, right, from now on?
That's what you get for sparring fight week. I mean, it was the last session on Monday. The MMA gloves and the knuckles sticking out, just a grazing nick, but it's just sort of blacking the eye out. But it's fine. It's not sore. It's not swollen, puffy or anything. Just a bit of discoloration, so I won't get in the way at all.
Just quickly, the welterweight division. There's a lot of great fighters there. There's a lot of exciting things happening at the moment. How do you assess it now that you're in a new division?
Yeah, I mean, just take it fight by fight. I mean, like I said, the matchmakers know what they're doing. I'm not in any rush. I'm still young. I've got years and years in this sport, and if I want to, progressively, climb my way up the ladder, I don't want to try and make a quick run. I could be in this sport for a long, long time still. So just take it fight by fight. I mean, the welterweight division's, pretty good at the moment. I mean, you got new guys coming up. You still got, the old battlers like Cowboy Cerrone and Diego Sanchez in there. I mean, I'd love to fight one of them one day. They're guys I looked up to growing up. Then you got the exciting new guys coming up. I mean, you got a strong champion at the moment. Bit of controversy with Colby Covington and everything being here.
What did you think about that? Fabrizio Verdun throwing a boomerang, that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, a good place to do it if you're going to throw a boomerang. Someone in Australia. Obviously, you don't want to see that stuff during fight week, especially. Fabricio just should focus on his fight. I mean, he don't want any distractions at all. But I don't think he's too fazed by it. It's a shame to see it, but that happens in the fight sport, and people talk trash.
Did you see Colby much during fight week? You said you were walking past guys like Tim Means and Bilal Muhammad, sort of sizing him up. Did you get a chance to size up Colby a bit?
Past Colby, he's pretty big upper body. More so in the shoulders, and but like I said, there's going to be guys that are smaller than me, guys that are bigger. So I think being in the middle is perfect.
You mentioned how you don't want to get pushed too quickly and want to take your time. Do you feel like in lightweight the UFC did throw some tougher matchups at you straight away rather than let you sort of build up your run and build up these fights? You fought a lot of tough guys like Kevin Lee.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, me and Kevin were on the same level when we fought. I mean, I just, got the big win in Etihad, and then, fought Johnny Case, who was undefeated. Got the win against him. So, it was just whoever stepped up on the day, and he did. I know I could have won that fight. I mean, just wasn't in the right mindset. It could be, first time fighting overseas. Could be, I thought he was going to stand up with me, and then he starts bombing my legs. You know, I went for a double leg, and I stood him back up, and he went again, and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, yeah, before that fight, he normally stood up with a lot of his fighters. So it was just something different, and then seemed to do the exact same thing every fight after that. You know, take down, get the back, finish. You know, and it's worked for him. But yeah, you know, I think all the matchups were fair. I could have won them all. Just now to go and do it in welterweight.
All right, well, we're excited to see you this weekend at UFC Sydney. Just quickly, you saw you posted a pic on Instagram. You're on a horse. Says you're a cowboy. Is it a little bit of a taste of maybe a cowboy versus cowboy fight one day in the future in the welterweight division?
Hopefully. I mean, yeah, hopefully I can get that fight before he decides to hang him up. I've sparred with Cowboy before back in Albuquerque when I was like 19. You know, he kicked the crap out of my legs, so hopefully I can give it back to him one day. It'd be an honour.
Well, we'll be excited. There will be some other cowboy activities, some cowboy Olympics, some horse riding, so we're excited to see that, and we're excited to see you this weekend. Thanks so much, Jay.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Cheers.